Hey guys, welcome to my stream. And just to answer the question that people have been asking on Discord, the only veteran-owned hobby shop that I know about is Internet Hobbies. That's why I posted it. So welcome to, like I said, welcome to my stream. Got a few new tricks up my sleeve. I just got a tripod for the cell phone cam. So want to know what you guys think. Is that a better view or is that a better view? Hey Eric. I like this view because it gives you the whole tabletop. And that view gives you a little bit better zoom in. Hey Donnie, how's it going? Okay. And just to let you guys know, the X-Wing, after the last stream, I did the other two engines. Only the engine that I did on camera was the one that had the problem. The other two, no broken pieces. Everything came apart and went back together really well. As a matter of fact, I've got the, just because I've dealt with LEDs a long time, I've got the parts sitting there plugged in, burning in. So let me grab the cell phone camera and give you guys a look at what it looks like now. And of course the camera is washing out those LEDs, but I love that purple. Trying not to get you guys seasick while I do this. Okay. So let's go ahead and, without further ado, let's start working on stage 5, which is components for the neck and the lower jaw, which is what it looks like in the book. These are the parts. It's back of the neck and jaw, more sockets, and then believe this is actually the base of the head where it will pivot on, and then we'll be moving on to the lower jaw and the bridge of the nose with these funky looking teeth, which will get glued in here. A little bit of glue will be going in tonight, and it still doesn't let it tell you to attach that. I attach it every time I'm done with the model. So move that out of the way and pull these apart. I was very careful because I don't want to lose any pieces. And I've been looking at it, the teeth that are in here, as well as the teeth in here. I'm going to put them in, but I ordered today from Model Mods teeth that fit a little bit better, and they're more realistic than these are, and they don't have 3 teeth in the middle on the lower jaw. So first thing as you do, and put everything away, including the knife. And they are separating the screws out, or not separating the screws out. They're still putting all the screws inside the same bag. Double check. I think there's only 2 different types. One which makes it easy to sort them. Yeah. And I'm short one. Unless it didn't come out of the bag. Let me double check. Yep, there it is. Not that it would matter because they give you a spare one, and I've got other spares. So that and these 2 ball-looking things. I think these are actually going to be pivots for the head. Simply goes together like that. And then 2 of the silver screws go inside to lock it together. And second one. Okay, and that's the joint put together. So next one, using this, and this, we've reached the point where there are going to be a fewer parts in each pack, because what they do is save a little bit of money. You have some packages that have a lot of stuff in them, and then you have a few that have next to nothing in them. Okay, so this will go in here. The ring will go in here like this, allowing this part to go in here. And that's the thing, is what it's going to do is allow it to pivot. The little cap goes on here. The ball joint just like that. And let me turn the page. Okay, and then this holds the ball joint down in there. Obviously there's this very specific way it goes. Okay, I see what it. If you look at it, these two are closer together, this one's further apart, so it's only one way that it can fit. Second screw in. And the third screw in. Like I said, I believe that this is the neck joint, allowing it to move around. It allows it to move, but stays in position that you leave it in. That way, the articulation that the model is supposed to have doesn't have just parts flopping all over the place. Let me set this there. And onto the next pack, which, like I said, there's not a lot. I may just go on and do packs 7 and 8, since there's very little to this. Only the 3 parts. What's funny is, by the time I get through the first month, the first book here with 10 packs, I may have the next month, which is 5 months out, or the 5th month, so I'm well behind on this, which I have no problem with at all. So again, teeth are numbered in the book as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get my sprue cutters out. And everybody knows, hold on to your parts when you're cutting them off the sprue, otherwise they could shoot across the room. have, actually, misnomer, I called this one 2, this one's actually 3. There's 1. Five. Oh wait. That one's 4. That one's 2. That would be fun. Be fighting with this to get the teeth in. And that one would be 5. And this is 1. And what I forgot to do last time, I did work on the teeth in my haste, was I forgot to sand. You can't see it, I can feel it. There's just a bare nub there. So, like we all do, I'm just making sure that that nub is gone. It's not going to matter. It's not going to block the teeth from fitting in where they're supposed to be. It's just one of them things that you do because switch cameras. I can do that. Is that better? Thank you. I appreciate it. And that one doesn't have any. So what they have you do is take them, this one should be 1, and plug them in. Yep, that is 1. Fit just like a glove. 1, 2. This is 2. And that's the thing, is these teeth will not fit into the socket if they're in the wrong position. The other one, you saw that on the other one. So that is how they would go in, and if you look, if I can get it to focus. Let me see if I can do it on the other camera. So if I can get it to focus on those front teeth, you can almost see it there. There's 3 teeth in the front. The reason, the reason they did that is because the third teeth, the gap or the point on the third tooth fits up inside the middle of the first set of teeth. Right here between the 2 teeth. That's why they made it pointed. It looks funny. You're gonna get dentures out of a model kit, Kenny? It looks kind of funny that way, and so like I said, I bought some aftermarket teeth because they will look a whole lot better. They weren't too awful bad, but I'm still going to glue these in. And Eric and I have been talking about this stuff here lately. If you're gluing somewhere really precise, and it's not a strong glue, it's more of it's a really flexible glue. And I don't know if you can see the pin in there. Let me see. It's a different angle than what I'm used to. So if you see that little pin in there, that is very, very thin. That lets really precision. It gives you really precision application. This is a type of super glue. It will glue a lot of stuff, but it's not real strong. It's really designed for thread on ships. And the hardest part about using this glue is getting the needle back into that little pipe. So instead of that thick, no, I want the thin stuff. I'm going to use the same stuff I did last time. Actually, I think I used a different one, and I used the green stick. Instead, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to switch cameras so you guys can actually see it. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the glue looper. It gets a little bit of glue in there, and just put a dot a little bit into the two sockets, and that should hold like nobody's business. Do it again over here. This isn't the exact way the glue looper is designed to be used. It's designed to be put into a seam to deposit glue, but it works. It works on everything. How's it going, Spencer? Loctite gel super glue is good. Yeah. In my experience, most any glue, as long as it sticks the stuff, is good. It's just learning how to apply it without ending up with tons of glue in the spot. I used to use, when I was a kid, all I used was the tube glue. And I stopped using it when I discovered Testra's liquid glue, because it was much better for me, because with the tube glue, I would end up with glops everywhere, and you would see the glue it would be a glued mess. So I've used liquid glue for most everything since then. I think. Poor guy was putting his teeth in backwards, I think. But I've used liquid glue for most everything since then. And I've gone back to using the red tube glue because I've picked up the applicators. Those applicators are fantastic. They let you use a little line of glue. It is much better than just straight out of the tube. I've seen Boyd just squeeze it straight out of the tube and use it, and it's like, how does he do that? Why are these not going? They went in before. I have a feeling this could be bad. This one's still loose. Needle nose pliers and very gently rock it out. Do you have a third tooth in the middle, Spence? I know you do. Say it. Come on. Yes, indeed. Why is it? I thought I kept these in order. Yeah, that's got to be that one. Okay, let me try this again. And that's the right direction. Don't know why for sure these teeth were acting like that, because they were in the right spots. So since the teeth are being a pain in the behind tonight, so they're in there correctly now. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of messing with them, taking them out and putting them back in, this is still good. So this is really how the glue looper is supposed to be used. You actually pull it through, it'll pull the glue up inside of it, and then you just lay it across the joint that you're putting it in. And it uses capillary action to suck the glue down inside. I use this on my Bandai Enterprises because they're really good kits, but they don't fit very well. There are fit issues on them, and what happens is they end up with gaps in them, which they're pre-lighted models, and they look really cool once they're together right, but they don't fit well. They tend to pop open. So now I think those should stay. And they don't have to stay very long because it should be within a couple of weeks that I get the new teeth. And once I have the new teeth, I will be putting them on camera, or putting them in on camera. So, Rascal, do you need a dentist? I have pliers. I can help you out. So the last part, where's the face? Oh, there. Last part, and does it say, take the nose. Yeah, that's what I figured it said. So what it says is to take a look at it, make sure you've got the quote-unquote nostrils pointing down. The nostril being, here, let me see. Need a black piece of paper. The nostril being the points sticking out there. It says to just slide it in here like that, to where it looks like that. It's in correctly right here. And it said, what it says to do is put super glue on it, on the pins. Well, since it has a hole all the way through the back, I'm going to see if I can get it to go in from the back and stay in that way. I hear you, Kenny. It was kind of funny because the pandemic, I didn't go to the dentist. I had had an appointment scheduled. Pandemic came along, canceled the appointment. Had 2 cavities at the time, and 6 months later finally got back to a different dentist because the guy, I had to have one tooth pulled. When he pulled the tooth out, he broke the socket. So switched dentists and went back to that dentist. The one tooth he pulled had one of the cavities. There was no other cavities. The other dentist said, nope, you're good. And that did not hold. So let me do it the other way, and let me see. I think somebody mentioned this earlier. Loctite super glue works really well. The funny thing is about the Loctite super glue is after the bottle is completely used up and no longer works at all, sorry guys, my computer just decided to disconnect and reconnect, or OBS did. But as I was saying, it's bad, Dennis. Now, Ken, the worst dentist I ever had didn't care that I felt everything of a root canal. That sucked. And I never went back to that dentist again after they did the crown. So, as I was saying about this stuff, is if you, the Loctite, is if you ever take, when you finish the bottle, if you take it apart, there's only a little bitty tube. I got some here. About that big. Yeah, I wanted to, but I didn't. I restrained myself. So, there's the face. There's his nose. And that's part of the reason I use the glue looper. I got glue on my fingers and I feel it. So at this point, that is the end of stage 6. I'm going to go ahead and press on with stage 7. In stage 7, these are the components for the upper arm and head motor. So don't think I'm going to need the face for right now. I'm not going to need the lower jaw. Probably will need the arm that I worked on last time. And maybe not for the socket that I just did. Wow, this one opened really easy. Inside here, not good. Okay, I was concerned. I didn't see that. So you got that part. Don't need that just yet. So, this one's plastic. All these parts are plastic, where most of the parts so far have been metal. The first thing that has to happen is this has to get glued into here. It'll fit in there like that, and I'm sure you guys realize that the bumps around there, what they're going to do is give traction to parts when they are pushed together. Almost seems like it doesn't need to be glued in since it doesn't want to come back out. Howsoever, flathead probably work a lot better. Just about back out. Probably could get away without using any super glue. What they say to do is glue the lugs because that's the only part that's going to actually be attached. Almost grabbed the wrong part. So put a little bit of glue around each of the lugs. Because this part will be sandwiched in later on, it doesn't have to have a ton of glue, because there's going to be, once it's been sandwiched, there's no way it's going to ever come out. There's no specific way, they're just holes. So that's it. And then this does go into the arm here. Or into or onto? Oh, okay. I see what it does. It will fit in there like this. And that part will be in here. And this makes me a little nervous. Not too much, because I think there's actually parts, either bolts that go through here or something that'll sandwich this, because just glue on here I don't think would be enough. Actually, I want a good amount of glue on here. Again, just gluing on the pins. Oh, actually the pins and the ring. And I'm back to my, what I do with these these builds. I look at the pictures and sometimes I'll read the stuff. Usually not very much though. Show you how they denote that exactly where you're supposed to put the glue. Yes, there are many words in the instructions, Eric. So let that sit for a second. And if you can see it, right here where it's got the blue, that's where it says the glue, where it says to use the glue. Helpful when you really want to know where they want you to glue. And I know what you're saying, Eric. I very rarely read the instructions myself. I usually build things in my own way. They usually work out for me, but you never know. Okay. Take the upper arm part, 7-2 and 7-3, along with, and I'm not telling you guys the screw numbers, because the screw numbers on this one don't have specific names. It's either PM, PB, KB, and then how long they are. These are PB 6mm. So take that. Okay, 2 lugs in there, 2 holes right there. That bolts together or screws together just like that. And then, oh, and I did a little bit of research in that my magnetic screwdriver that wasn't anymore, I fixed it. If you ever have to magnetize a screwdriver, just run a neodymium magnet down the end of it and it'll pick up the magnetism. See, it wouldn't pick up one screw before. Now it's picking up two. It'd pick up all four if I let it. Of course, the point on that is not as good as the point on this one. And it says to note how the screws are down inside the holes. Obviously, the screws, if they stuck out, they would block it being able to rotate. So that, I believe, yeah, that's pretty much it for the arm. And on here, take the head joint A, which is this one, and head joint B, which is this one, along with the other two screws, and attach it as indicated by the arrows, or like that. Just let me see. Yeah. And if you look, there's a longer side and a shorter side. You want it with the longer side up, longer side to the left, so that this is pointing down, not up, because otherwise it won't fit. This actually has to go back behind the motors. There, and I've seen there are there's at least two motors. I think there might actually be three motors just in the head. Of course, that's the only parts that's going to have motors. The rest of it may have some lights in it, but I think actually the head is where all the electronics are, because if I remember right, the rest of it is just lit from the stand. And that's that. Oops. Forget that the camera's offset the wrong other direction. So that's what I've done tonight. That part in there, that. The jaw. The nose. The neck joint. Move this back here. I'm not sure when the base comes. I've watched somebody else building it through 40, which is what I have right now. And they did not have the base yet. I'm guessing it's probably gonna come in probably really close to the end of the build. You know, and the base is where it's going to have all the really cool stuff. That's where the noise comes out of, the music. There's lights, 4 lights on the corners of the base that shine up on it, and that's why when you look at the model on the website, it's got the blue and red highlights, because those lights are coming from below it. You know what? It's still early. I'm going to have to change the description, because it's no longer going to be 5 and 6. It's now going to be 5 through 8. In stage 8, you get components for the right thumb and the right palm. It's not really a marathon build. What's going to be a marathon build is when I decide to work on the Black Pearl for 8 hours. identical. That's going to be the end of the thumb, or the one joint shy. There's the end of the thumb. Many pins and many of the new plastic sleeves. I think you can, if you look on my my Facebook, which you just dropped off of forever, I've got pictures there, and I've posted a picture occasionally. As a matter of fact, I don't remember if I ever posted any onto HLI. I'll have to post some because it's a beautiful ship. And when I post some of the pictures I've done, yeah, I've stuck my cell phone down inside the ship so that you can actually see what it would look like if you were inside the ship. I have to get back on that. Just like with the finger we did before, the index finger. You've got this little cap here that fits. That's basically the end of the thumb. It fits on the hair just like that. But before I put it on, they say to glue it, because, and it makes sense because otherwise it's just going to fall off. Actually, let me get a bottle of this stuff. Clean the glue looper. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think I was off camera. That's how you clean the glue looper, is you just burn the excess glue off. Change the tape. I have yet to put tape or put glue directly on this glass tabletop, which is part of the reason I put it there, is because you can. But I haven't yet because I'm so used to sticking a piece of tape down. And this glue was really cheap. I wonder if this is a lemon. I think it's actually got liquid in it. I've had several of these glues come out because it's super glue. It's just generic super glue. Comes from China and it's good. Comes from China, and you know, it's cheap, but you know, it's cheap and you get what you pay for. Some of the bottles have, when I've opened them, they've been completely dried out, but I've had the 100 or 150 bottles that I bought for like 2 years now. So dip that in there, push that on there, and it should be good. So that's that one. It says to take all the pins. They all look the same to me. And put the sleeves on them. Actually, I see the difference right there. Hopefully I can get the sleeve back off. There is one pin, or one pin with a socket on it, that's longer than the other two that were in there. And I stuck the longest sleeve on one of the shorter pins right at the first. So let me put these sleeves on here. So these two are a 7. This one would be 8, 8. And this would be 8, 9. Okay, so first one, finger joint, 8, 7, going in from the finger side and fingertip side actually. Crooked, don't want crooked. Still not going on there completely right. Now let me open the pins and see if it is going to go on there and hold. Wow, these are way shorter than they were. The others were. It will hold, but I gotta put glue on it. Actually, don't let me mar the surface. That's gonna have to be good enough. So let me take this one. Rather than glue myself to everything, grab it with the tweezers, dip it in the glue there. Drop it in the hole and hold on to it. Hopefully it'll stick. Because I remember last time I used this glue as well and it took a while for it to stick. Yeah, it's falling out. Lots of teeny tiny parts. Absolutely, Donnie. Lots of tiny parts. So this one is the next one, and it gets a 7 as well. So I will go ahead and push it through while I'm waiting on that other one to actually grab hold. Almost. Do this again, and again say the prayer that Alan Shepard said the first time he went up. Does anybody know what that was? Alan Shepard came up with the astronaut's prayer. Oh Lord, please don't let me fuck this up. Think? No, that didn't. That did not grab. Close, but no, he was a little bit more verbose. They changed it in the movie The Right Stuff to "Please don't let me screw this up," but I believe he actually said, "Please don't let me fuck this up." That's a little bit thicker. That's going to grab a little bit better. Yep, got a stick of Beeman's. One of the best lines in the movie. I don't know if he actually said that in real life. I also read the book Jaeger, which was supposed to be his autobiography. I'm sure that he had help writing it. And from what I understand, because I used to work in the clinic at Beale, and he retired to Grass Valley in California. From what I understand, his current wife, who is much younger than him, like she's like 60 something, where he's in his 80s, she's not a very pleasant person, to put it mildly. This one's still not wanting to stick. This one. This one's in the first one there is in a bad mood. It just does not want to stay in that hole. Kind of funny, Kenny, earlier when I had the mic off and had the countdown timer going, YouTube kept telling me I had no audio. It said, you need to fix this. You have no audio. And I'm like, and? That one's good. I think that one's good. I may have to get out an arc welder to fix this one because it keeps coming loose. Then this one is 9, 7, 7, 9. Oh, okay, this one's 8, 9. Says to make sure that that pin is there. Pushed it out. Yep, still not sticking in that hole. Second one is good. Rubber mallet, hell. I got a 16-pound sledge in the garage. If I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to do it like I mean it. square peg would probably work better. It'd stay in there. Okay. Let's see. I know there's glue on there because I just glued myself to the part. Try a little bit more. And see, that's the thing is I want to be really careful that I don't glue it in the wrong spot because I still want to be able to move the joints. So okay, hopefully that's going to stick. It's kind of funny, the fingers are completely metal and the palm, it's plastic. Part that it is going to be supporting anything that you put in the hands is made of plastic. Looks good, looks good. Everything still moves. We'll be needing the other finger. So I'm about to put it on the wrong side, that's why. Sitting here trying to figure out why this doesn't look right. Pin is there, screw is there, so pin and screw. Just looking at this, that thumb seems like it's in a really awkward position. But I'm going to go for it the way they said to put it, and hopefully it'll work. So what's looking so awkward is that you see this pinhole here and the screw hole here. Pinholes on the outside, screw holes on the inside. When I put the thumb onto the pin, it puts the thumb right in the middle of the palm in the way of the other fingers. I think I see how it's gonna work, but it just looks really wonky to me. So let me get that pin back in there. Line up the screw hole. thread in there. The pin has come out of the, there we go. Pin was out of the hole, which I couldn't go any further because of that. I guess that looks right, kind of. But now it says to move the thumb out of the way. And so like that. That's like that. Fingers, set 3, final 2 connectors. Through the knuckle socket, part 8-1. I believe it's telling me to push it through. Yeah, it's saying that 8-6, which is the pin, goes on the inside. Cool. It's not going to be that rough, Kenny. I barely realized that, what was it? Yesterday my wife said something. I'm like, no, Thanksgiving's not for 2 weeks. No, it's next week. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to give my Secret Santa. You must have been really easy to pick for. Wow, that barely holds on there. Care what the instructions say, it doesn't fit right that way. They're not instructions, they're more recommendations, aren't they? When I put the pin through the from the top the way it says to in the instructions, it feels way too loose. The finger is just flopping there. So, here I go again, doing my own thing, doing what I think is the right thing for the model. Still way too loose. That could be, but I don't think he's supposed to. There. That is how it should be. I don't care if it says it goes in the other way. I'm building it. I'm putting it to the way that it's going to, because you see now, it was flopping all over the place before. Now it's solid. So make sure that's going to fit down. Damn it. You guys probably can't see it. I can. It's going to be hidden by this pin. I scratched it a little bit there. So even if this cap glues to the plastic, it should be fine because that sleeve isn't going to get glued to the metal. All right. There's the thumb and forefinger. That's not bad. I am pleased with the way that went together eventually. And that one pin is finally staying. It looks weird actually. That's what the problem is. Instead of being over here on the side where it would be for us, Terminator's thumb is down inside his palm. All right, guys, I am going to call it a night. Got quite a bit done on this thing tonight. So much so that next time I stream, I will probably crack open month 2. But this is not bad. In a single month, the first month of the build, pull these these tools out of here, get the glue out so I don't stick anything to it. That's only 8 out of the 10 packs. That to me, thank you, Donnie. That to me is really good. Or actually, this is 10 out of 10 packs with these two here. To me, the value of this kit is a lot more than it is a lot of other kits, because some kits you get in 2 months, you don't get near this. You get about that much right here. So I'm really happy with it. I'm enjoying the build. I'm really glad to share it with you guys while I'm doing it. So I'm going to call it a night. I'm glad you guys stopped by. I mean, share it with your friends. I enjoy this, and I probably, no guarantees, but probably tomorrow or Thursday, I will get on and do and work on the Ecto 1. I've got a month worth of parts for it. And there are a lot of little bitty parts, but there's a lot of parts that aren't going to be, I've looked through, there's a lot of parts that aren't going to be used, but it is what it is. So, like I said, appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a great evening, and I'll catch you on the flip side.